Right, yeah. Hi friends, I'm Felicia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be wrapping up the last 3 books that I read. They're actually not the last 3 books that I read because I thought that I filmed this video already and I can't find it anywhere on my computer, so I have to do it again. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about is Room by Emma Donoghue, and I did film a book talk for this. I haven't edited it yet as of filming this. Hopefully I'll have enough good footage from that I can put it up. But yeah, so I have read this book before many years ago. I think in 2010 or 2011, when it was newly published, and it was just as good to me the second time, if not better. I was able to catch a lot of the subtle things that Emma Donoghue touched on in this book. Yeah, I just feel like this book is really well written. I'm not going to go into the plot because I'm sure you've heard of it and you know what it's about, but just the way that she was able to write it from the point of view of a 5-year-old boy, and make it so relatable still as an adult was very well done. And I think that the subject matter, I feel like she did it in a really good way of having that innocence of a 5-year-old, but then also being able to still show how horrible the situation was and seeing all of the things that Ma was dealing with. I really like this book, and I actually listened to it on audio this time, and I liked the audiobook. I know I've heard some people found the narrator, they didn't like her voice, or his voice I guess, but I'm sure it was a woman narrating it. I actually really liked the audiobook. I thought it was very well done, and it kept my interest, kept me engaged, and I think actually hearing it, I could even hear it better, I guess the way that a 5-year-old talks and the way that they think. But yeah, this book is just so good. I really recommend that everyone read it. It does have very serious and very sad subject matter, but I think that it's worth reading, and I think everyone should read it. Then the next book that I want to talk about is Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard, and that's a, what do you call it? It's 2 short stories together in one book. Before Red Queen takes place, and that one I thought was interesting. And then the second story is about a woman in the resistance, and that one was really boring, and that's really all that I remember about them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to continue on with the series because I just don't really care, actually. And yeah, whatever. But I listened to this because I don't know why. I thought I would finish it, but now I kind of don't want to because I don't want to read a 4-book series. And then the next book that I read was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And this was such a delightful read. I mean, I've read this book several times before, but this time, like right away from page 1, like something just clicked, and I was just like totally into it, totally enjoying it from page 1, just laughing out loud, and actually grabbed a pencil and started annotating and underlining in here because I was just enjoying it so much, and I feel like that brought an extra level of enjoyment. And like here, Mr. Bennet is hilarious, and so I wrote hilarious because Mrs. Bennet is saying, "Don't keep coughing so, Kitty, for heaven's sake. Have a little compassion on my nerves. You tear them to pieces." "Kitty has no discretion in her coughs," said her father. "She times them ill." And I was like, Mr. Bennet, you are so sassy. But yeah, this is one of my favorite books. I love it. And I don't know, especially this time, I just completely fell in love with it. Like, just 100%. And just like, this time I was really just like excited about Mr. Darcy, and like waiting for him to declare his love to Lizzie and waiting for Lizzie to realize that he wasn't bad and that she actually could have feelings for him, and it was just so, it's just so good. And I just was just totally invested in it this time, even though I've, you know, seen the movie a million times, read this several times, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it this time. So good. This is my favorite Jane Austen book. Yeah, I think I probably will be biased toward it because I just love the story so much, and it's so good. And yeah, I'm done talking about it now because I could talk about it for a long time, I guess. And I actually started a book club with some of my real life friends, and this was the book that we read for our first book. And so that was fun getting together with them and talking about it. And then the book that we're reading now was Northanger Abbey. I don't think we're intentionally going to be a Jane Austen book club, but we might accidentally be. I don't know. We might end up reading more. It seems like most of us were interested in reading classics, and so we might end up reading a lot of classics as a result. But yeah, so these are the books that I read that I wanted to talk about today. And if you have any thoughts about them, you know, you can let me know down below, and let me know your feelings on Pride and Prejudice. If you think it's overrated, or if you feel the same way as I do and you're just completely delighted by every page, let me know. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, so long, and thanks for all the fish. These are the books that I read.